Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. All music, photos, and videos under fair use for review and educational purposes only.
The movie was a complete continuation of Part 1, and so was the Series 2 figures.
Series 1 laid the groundwork for Jakks Pacific, but they're about to show the whole world that they're not a one-trick pony.
Series 2's gonna show you they ain't no Italian chicken.
Rocky 2. The toys continue. Hitting store shelves in late November of 2006, just in time for the December release of the long-awaited sequel in the franchise, Rocky Balboa. Fans were treated with a sneak peek of the aforementioned movie figure, post-fight Rocky Balboa, released alongside the 10 Rocky 2 movie figures. The packaging colors changed, as Rocky's did, from red and white to black and yellow. Photos in the background also changed to coincide with Rocky 2. Another great change between Series 1 and Series 2 are the little pictures inserted in the box. Not only do they represent the character in the box, but also the scene. There was a second and third online exclusive figures, one of which bridges any gap between the movies and the series. Wheelchair Rocky. With two notable bums in the series in Brent Musburger and Roberto Duran, I would have rather had a skinny Polly with a snow cone, a quote-unquote take her to the zoo Adrian,
What are we doing here at the zoo?
or even a Father Carmine. Series 2 gave us characters we wish we would have gotten in Series 1. Unfortunately, we still didn't get the championship belt. But don't get me wrong, this series did what it intended to do, and that is
Win. What are we waiting for? Take this!
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
Don't want one.
hailing from Los Angeles, California. World War II U.S. Navy veteran, had over 250 boxing amateur bouts before embarking on a professional career between 1947 to 1957. He is better remembered as a boxing referee, officiating main event championship bouts, such as Balboa vs. Creed 1, Balboa vs. Creed 2. Spoiler alert! He also refereed future bouts, Balboa taking back his title from Lang, front row seat to Apollo Creed's death, and many bouts of Tommy Gunn as he rose the ranks. He sadly passed away in Downey, California in 2009, but lived to see the day he was immortalized as an action figure. And here we have Filippo. Since this is the first figure in the new series that we're going to be reviewing, let's take a look at the whole packaging, starting off with the colors. From white and red to black and yellow. On the side you have the new pictures, a shot of Rocky and Adrian from a deleted scene where Adrian actually attends the championship bout at the end. Picture of Rocky versus Apollo, Rocky running with the kids, and a real nice handsome picture of Burgess Meredith as Mick. In the background we see Duke giving some advice to Apollo and Rocky. What you don't see is this is the shot of Rocky holding up the championship belt. Now looking straight forward at the packaging, Rocky 2. Heading down we got a real nice clear picture of the figure inside. On one side, you've got a real nice picture of Filippo, the referee. Now, before we continue, I do want to point something out. Filippo, they misspelled his last name. Now, I thought maybe this was something that Filippo had changed himself, kind of like Rocky Marciano, who changed his Italian last name for an American audience. So I thought maybe Lou changed his last name, but no, this was a straight out typo by Jakks Pacific. And digging into his last name even more, I found out that his last name is actually a mashup of two Greek words. Philos, meaning friend, and Hippo meaning horse. And so his last name literally means son of a friend who loves horses. And with that out of the way, let's look at the back. Again, his name is misspelled. And you got this wonderful bio of Filippo on the back, just mentioning a little bit of his own career integrated with the plot point to Rocky 2. On one side, the early release for Rocky Balboa, and on the other side, you've got the regular release of the figures for Rocky 2, Series 2. Now let's look at the figure out of the box. Let's start from the top. The best, very best part of this figure is the head sculpt. Look at the expression. So much character into this head sculpt. The expression head on. Both profile images. The back of the head, all the detail into the hair, the detail into the face. So much detail even on the forehead. You've got a vein popping out of his forehead. This head sculpt is not just a toy, it's a work of art. Now let's look at the rest of the figure. Like I previously said on the other Rocky reviews, Jakks Pacific reused a lot of WWE parts. His torso, his legs reused from Mean Gene Okerlund, which is perfect. Here's the problem. Jakks Pacific had a real big problem with size of the characters, of people. Heck, they had Paul Bearer taller than The Undertaker. Look at his arms. They're huge. Filippo was 5'6". Sylvester Stallone is 5'10", but he plays a 6-foot tall boxer in Rocky. They are the same height. This is not as bad as Paul Bearer being taller than The Undertaker, but still, they could have used Mickey Goldmill's body. That would have been a little too small, but still, we see Rocky, we see Apollo as larger than life. You got both of them looking like they could go toe to toe, like Filippo could actually take on Rocky Balboa, especially with those huge arms of his. I did find a prototype image of Filippo in the package, and he's missing the bow tie. I was hoping maybe they had thought of using different parts for the body. I bet Filippo, when he first saw this figure, must have been very flattered, but also a bit amused. If I can ignore that size differential, these real beefy arms, this figure is really nice. The color, the detail, look at the detail on the pants. His belt and the buckle. He's got pockets on the pants. Got a crease on the side of his pants. The shoes are basically generic shoes. Everything about this figure is really nice. And the problem is, I don't even think he was this big when he was young. What do you guys think about this Filippo figure? By himself, you can't avoid the problems. But posing them together with other figures, this looks fantastic. It's like a must-have. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, let me know you're watching. And look forward to the next figure that we're going to be reviewing. Tony Gazzo! Stay tuned, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as throughout the year, we will be talking about each series in the Rocky toy line individually and reviewing a few figures from the series in mention. And you can be the judge whether or not the Rocky line was just another bum from the neighborhood, or if it indeed did go the distance.